Hi chess friends, this is the FIDE master Alessandro Santagati, and this is a new video in which I will show you a game that I played in the Llucmajor Open in Spain, Mallorca Island, in which I played against the Grandmaster from France, Demuth. He's a very strong player. He won this January against Hannah, so that's incredible. Okay, I played d4. If you're curious to know the result, follow the video and see the games. Okay, e4, c5. I played c3, so the Alapin defense, Alapin game. c3, d5. It's a common variation against the Alapin. Now I have to take. Queen takes, d4, knight f6, knight f3. It's a common development. e6, bishop e2. For sure, e2 is the best square for this bishop. d3, you will cover the queen. c4 is not possible. b5 since not so good. c takes d4. c takes d4. And now knight c6. Castle. Bishop e7. Knight c3. Queen d6. Okay, this is the main variation about the Alapin variation with d5. This position I think is quite equal, and here the best move for white probably is knight b5. Nice variation which you force the queen to go on d8, then bishop f4, knight d5, and okay, it's not so important to go over this variation, but only to know that the main variation is this. In the game I played queen a4. It's not the main variation, but it's a logical move, because with queen a4 I can defend upon d4, but at the same time I free the square d1 for the rook, because it's not a good idea I have the queen all the time in the d file, because in the future black will bring his rook on d8, and the queen on d1 can be a little dangerous for you. So this is a problem, and for this reason I played queen a4. After that black played castle, and I played rook d1, rook d8 to make pressure against d4. It looks logical. And I played a very interesting and important move for white. I played a3. Why I played a3? Because I think that in this kind of position is important for me avoid move like queen b4, move like knight b4, because I don't like trade the queens in this position. I have a good activity, so it's not a good idea to trade. At the same time, I don't like having the enemy knight to b4, because this knight to b4 can go to d5, and in this way, black can improve his position. And for this reason, I preferred to play a3 to avoid all these variations, and that's fine. Now b6, a good option to develop the light bishop. So simply the idea is bishop b7 to complete its development, and I played bishop g5. Because I have to choose a square for my bishop, and g5 is interesting because it can make pressure against the knight, and this is useful to take the square d5 or e4, so that's interesting. Now bishop b7, and it's a key position which I thought a lot about that, because my first idea was bishop a6. The idea is trade this bishop. Oh, sorry. Now I played rook c1, rook c8, and after that I thought a lot, because now my idea was play bishop a6. Now it's stronger because the pawn a7 has only defender the knight. So trade these bishops can be good, is to remove a dangerous bishop. The black light bishop is very active now, and it could be also good active for the future. But I didn't play it because at the end I thought that it was better for me to play this move, bishop takes f6. But I made a mistake, because when I played this move I was sure that after d5 black cannot take because there is knight e5. And this is a mistake, because now it's possible to take, because black can play bishop takes b2 followed by queen takes e3, and black position is not so bad. So my mistake was this, that when d5 I thought, okay, black cannot take because of knight d5 very strong, I will take on b6, and if black cannot take the pawn, for sure I'm better, because for example if knight d5 I will play knight e4, and white has a clear advantage. So the main mistake was this, that I thought, okay, I played d5, he cannot take, he has to the knight. If this is true, I'm better, but this is not true because black can simply take the pawn on d5. And yeah, so this was my mistake in my calculation. And now I played rook takes d5. I think it was still better than knight takes d5, but I was scared about bishop takes b2, and at the end I chose rook takes d5. It's not a mistake, but was slightly better knight takes d5. Queen e7, bishop a6. Now I propose this trade, and now bishop takes, and I missed another important move because now I could play bishop takes b7, and after that my position is quite equal because I take the rook, and we have equal position after knight e5, for example, knight takes e5, bishop takes e5, opposite color bishops, same material, the position, yes, quite equal. Okay, perfect. So this was another move that I missed in the game. Bishop takes b7 was very important. I played rook takes d8, and after that, rook takes, pawn takes bishop, and now knight e4. Knight e4 was a very nice move. Nice, but not very good. To be honest, I didn't see this option for black. I completely missed it in the game. When you played the knight e4, I said, what happened? So it was a very, very incredible move that I didn't calculate. But the best move for black is the easy move. Bishop takes a6. Queen takes, queen c5. Black is slightly better. Maybe I can defend, but is another position for white. So this was the best solution for black. When he played queen 94, was a very surprise for me. I didn't see it, and okay, I understood his idea, and I saw that if I play, for example, knight takes d4, I lose immediately after queen g5. There is double attack, so against the pawn, against the rook, and for sure now black is much better. If I take the bishop, the main problem is 92, and I lose the rook, so again it's bad for me. So after 94, I have only a move, and I can play only c takes d4, and I played this, and after that bishop takes f3, I played bishop f1 to defend my castle. I cannot take because if I take the bishop, there is again queen g5, and my rook is lost, so that's bad. And I played bishop f1, bishop d5, and the rook c3. My idea was to improve the rook, bring my rook to e3. This can be also useful to defend, to attack. Now g6, rook e3, bishop e6. And I played f3. This move is interesting because not now, but in the future it can be useful is to avoid the backrank mate, but at the same time to give a square for the king that can go into the game, especially if we trade the queens. He played this to trade, and for me it was okay because I trade. Rook takes, rook d3 to defend my pawn, and after bishop c4, rook d2. Takes, I take, rook c7, king d2, rook c3. This position is very interesting. I played rook d3, because if black will trade, the endgame is won for me, because I can simply go in this way, if king f8, king here, if king e7, king b5, and I'm going to win in this way, because if we play this, I take the pawn, and my hey pawn is too strong, and for sure now white is winning. So after rook d3, for sure black cannot trade, and he played correctly rook c2 check. And I made an important mistake because now I must play rook d2, and if you play again rook c3, for me can be also okay the draw. But my mistake was that I didn't see that after the trade I can simply draw this endgame, because if king f8, king c3, king e7, king c4, king d6, king b5, I didn't see that this position is not so bad for me, because after king a6, if you take, I take the pawn a7, and if he goes back, I play now king e7, and this position is fine, not so bad for me, because if we play g5, I think I can play g4. If we play f6, I can play I think king c7. And at the end, this position is risky for black. I think it's a draw, but black has to pay attention to draw this position. So it was a very interesting position. For example, if black moves b5, after h3, after h6, king b7, I think I will win now because king c4, king b6, if b4, I can take. And now my king is going to win the game. Because after king c6, king here, my king is won. And now I take, he took, and for sure I win the game because I take the pawn, and my last pawn will be decisive to win because I can promote and take the queen. So then game I think was a draw, but black has to pay attention because, for example, if we push, he will lose. Maybe he has to play this move, but very, very hard position for black. So I didn't say that the game was good for me. The draw is not bad in this game, so yeah, I completely missed this idea. And he played this move and I played the king e3. That is a mistake now, because he played king f8 and now g3 and he took the pawn. Now black is up a pawn. Not winning for black, but now it's very hard for me to find a good way to draw. And he played the rook a2, correct, to stop my rook, because now my rook is blocked to defend this pawn. Rook check, king g7, and now king e7 is not possible, because if king e7 I play check, I take the pawn, I defend my pawn, and after that white is fine. So king g7 I go back, king f6 I play check again. For me the draw can be fine, so he played again king g7 and I go back to c3, and he changed his move with a5, and now I played the king e4. I tried to improve my king, played b5, king here, b4, I take, rook b3, rook a3. And now I didn't see another important idea in this game, because the best move now was king c4. The idea is that after rook takes b3, king takes h5. I was scared about that, about h5. I saw all this variation with I take, g5, take. And I saw this variation, but when I see this game, I was very... I didn't see that I can draw it because now it's possible d5. And to be honest, I didn't see, in my analysis, the idea with the king c5, for example, king f6, and now a very important key move d6, followed by king b6. King b6 is a key move, because king c6 is wrong, because black will promote with check. With the king to b6, white can easily draw. And I didn't see it in the game. For this reason, I didn't play king c4, because if king c4, I think I can take easy draw in that way. I played rook takes b4. He played this, king forward. My king now is improved, but probably this is still a draw, because okay, black has 3 pawns, but my pawn is very dangerous, and he played check. Check, I go back. It's important now, for example, don't play this move, because if I play this, maybe it's still a draw, but I block my pawn, and I think it's not the best idea for white. So I played simply king d5 in this way. He changed the move, but I played rook b8, check, king c6, check. And at the end, the game was a draw for this reason. But also, if black change move and play, for example, f4 now, the game is still a draw, because I can simply go to take the queen. He must give his rook, and I can simply block the 3 pawns in this way. So it's not a big problem, because I take 1 pawn, and at the end, yes, he can promote the pawn g, but I give the rook for the pawn g, and my king will take the pawn f. So this game is completely a draw. And if, for example, we play in a different way, I don't know, maybe king, maybe now d3. Give me another option. Rook maybe here. Give me idea f3. I take the first pawn. f2. I take the pawn. King e2, and I can play simply check. When king go away, I play check again. When the king go to g2, I can go forward with my king, and this is not a big problem because he can push. I can go forward with my king, he push, I play king e3, he push again, and then after king e2, no way to win for black, because now if king h2, I can simply play rook takes f2, and the game is an immediate draw. So yeah, that draw was a good result for me against a very strong grandmaster, and was happy about this game. I made some mistake with my calculation in the middle game because my position was fine and I missed something. Is in the middle game, is in the end game. So, but it was good because at the end I managed a draw, so that's game. If you have questions about the game, feel free to comment below, and for this video is all, and see you for the next videos. Bye. Remember to follow me on social networks and share the video with your friends. Thanks.